Right, what's the best way to limit damage to your portfolio when all your players are falling? Now, if we look on the decrease list for yesterday, Champions League quarter final, we thought we knew what was going to happen, who was going to go through, but as football is, it didn't turn out like that. And we got a massive surprise when Roma beat Barcelona 3-0 to go through. Now, unless you want to instant sell and get out of your players, which can be very expensive with the spreads that Football Index put on. I mean, if you look here, 10.29 buy price on Messi at the moment, and his instant sell price is £9.57, and that's obviously before you then take off the 2% commission as well. So it can be quite expensive and maybe not really worth doing. But there is another way that you can limit your damage to your portfolio, especially if you hold a large amount in players like Messi, which from what I read, many people do. So if you held Messi last night, obviously you put him on the market, he's not selling. The next best thing you can do is look at who is performing in the other games. Because what I noticed and what is the usual pattern is that when you're performing, you increase. When you're not, you decrease. When you're staying in the cup, you increase. When you're not, you decrease. So with Lionel Messi, obviously one of the most expensive players in the market, he decreased yesterday, was it 53p, about 5% of his portfolio, of his price. Now, if we look at the increase list, top of that is Mo Salah, who of course scored the winner. He is, around pound 20 cheaper than Messi, but a similar price point, top of the market. You would have made 39p a share on Salah. So what you're doing, you're looking at one situation, Barcelona are heading out, the players are dropping. You're looking at another situation, Liverpool going through. That was pretty much without doubt. So you could have got on Salah and limited the damage to your portfolio. Now there's littered with examples here. I mean, let's look at another one. If we look at squad players as well, top of the squad players, Edin Dzeko. Obviously, he scored yesterday as well. He rose 25p. Now, again, if you was on someone like Luis Suarez, who is in the decrease list in the top 200, he drops 30p. So if you got on Edin Dzeko, you could have straight away wiped out most of your decrease. Instead of instant selling, you could have, made quite a lot of the money back. Gerard Piqué, again, third in the 33p down, third in the decrease list. Sorry, second in the decrease list. You could have got on someone like Manales. Where is he? I'm sure I see him in here somewhere. Just trying to do. Let's see. Yeah, so he's in the squad as well. Similar price point to PK, rose 8p. So you could have took a bit of your deficit away. Someone like De Rossi rose 14p yesterday. Let's look at the increase list again. The decrease list again. Rakitic 25p. So you could have got on Rossi in the game and made most of it back. So the best way to try and limit your damage, if your players are falling, they're not selling to market, the instant sell spread is too much. Just look at hedging your portfolio, and it can be a great way to balance out your winners and losing players. More Champions League tonight, so it's just something to keep in mind. If something similar happens tonight, get on it. I mean, we've got two teams who look like they're through, but again, we had that today. So we'll see what happens and maybe have a little review. If anything crazy happens like it did tonight, we'll look at it again tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you can keep that in mind if you've got a lot of players involved tonight. And so if you can't get out of your player, instant sell spread is too much, just look at hedging with someone else from the winning team who looks like they're going through to the next stage. All right, guys, thanks.